Hello, my name is Mauricio de la Torre and in this video, I will be presenting the feasibility analysis of the project that we developed. The main topics that this video will cover are the project description, the economic analysis of the project, including the net cash flows, the net present value, the internal rate of return, payback periods, and also the scenario-based conclusions. And lastly, I will also cover the feasibility and risk assessment for the implementation of the project. This project essentially consists of a Python algorithm that automates key tasks in the production scheduling of the company ABTube. So, what did we achieve? We automated repetitive tasks, which reduces the process times and minimizes the human errors. And we also made a recommendation of the production schedule. As for the economic analysis of the project, what we can see on the screen is a table that contains all of the key information needed to perform such analysis. So, there is both positive and negative cash flows. And what we can see here is the positive cash flows come from the savings. Which savings, you might ask? Well, basically, as mentioned before, this project saves time. And this time is time that an employee would have performed the same task to do the activity manually. So we can use those hours that are saved by the algorithm and use the wage of the employee to calculate how much the company would be saving based on the hours saved by the algorithm. So, besides this, we also have the expenditures, which, as we mentioned this project, we recommend the employees to get Python classes so that they can understand the code. And in case there is something that has to be changed, they have the ability and the capability of modifying the code or fixing it in case there is an error in the future and they don't have problems with it. So, as for these Python classes, what we recommend is to apply a learning curve. So, on the month zero, we recommend the employee to have 10 hours of classes, and on the first month, 8 hours, second month, 6 hours, and so on until that by the end of the year, they only need 1 or 2 hours to be able to fix possible issues that arrive later on. On this graph, we can see the cash flow that was previously mentioned on a more visual way. On month zero, there is a negative cash flow because of the costs associated with Python classes, though on the rest of the months, there is a positive cash flow because the savings of this project far outweighed the costs of the Python classes. Considering all of this information, we then performed an economic analysis of the project with a TEMAR of 10%. With this, we obtained a BPN of almost 91,000 pesos and a tier of 3,340%. While a tier might sound very exaggerated, it actually makes a lot of sense, especially considering that the Python classes are not very expensive and the project offers a lot of savings. So, besides this, the project also has a payback time of only 13.14 days. So, with this, we can see that the project is very profitable and makes for a very good proposal for the company as it can add a lot of value and also provide a good economic result. As for the scenario based analysis, what we can see here is the same case with some differences. First of all, the price of the classes was doubled, assuming that both Ismael and Ivan would require these Python classes. Besides this, 4 hours of classes was added, assuming that they would require more time by the end of the year to fix up the code. And lastly, I increased the TEMAR to 20%, assuming that the company would have higher standards in accepting the project. And with this, we obtain a BPN of almost 72,000 pesos, a tier of 3,000%, and a payback time of 20.22 days. Despite the higher costs in this alternative scenario, the project remains highly profitable as the tier is still a lot greater than the Temar, the BPN still reflects significant savings, and the payback period is very short despite the changes. As for the feasibility assessment of the automation of the manual process, technically speaking, Python is a great tool due to its capability of automating Excel tasks. And it is also important to mention that it is free. And despite these good things, it does imply some risks, as specific criteria have to be met for it to work, though we still highly recommend this tool due to its ability of effectively fulfilling this task. As for the feasibility of the production planning optimization, Python is technically speaking a great option for this due to its capability of processing complex data. Besides this, we expect the company to have a fast return on investments due to the reduced time for the production planning and minimized human mistakes. Besides this, there is still risk. It is important to mention that if you give this code wrong information, the output will be also wrong. Though we still believe that this solution is scalable, adaptable, and will have a strong positive impact on the productivity. And finally, the risks of this project are the following: an error in the code, inconsistency between the file names and the code, and lastly, the lack of algorithm maintenance. And their corresponding action plan are the following: to keep a backup version of the code in case of an error, to have a standard of the naming of the documents and the file location, and lastly, to hire a personnel capable of giving proper maintenance to the algorithm. In conclusion, considering the economic analysis, the technical feasibility, and the potential risks, I believe that this project has a lot of potential as it not only offers monetary return, but also saves up a lot of time and minimizes human mistakes. Thank you.